Could somebody please explain to me what the hell is happening to Canada? And I mean that with every fiber of disbelief that I can possibly muster here. We are being dragged by the collar into international disasters that we didn't vote for, didn't authorize, and certainly aren't proud of. At least shouldn't be, right, liberals? And yet, our taxpayer dollars and our national reputation are being thrown into the geopolitical trash like we're desperate to be the world's next laughingstock. And the unfortunate reality of this whole thing is we probably already are. And this is no longer just about bad policy. This is a reckless, humiliating, and downright dangerous misuse of Canadian power, money, and diplomacy. First, it was billions of dollars to Ukraine, a country whose own anti corruption bodies over the weekend are now admitting that their military procurement has been riddled with kickbacks and bribes. What is it that we've been financing? Military procurement. And now Mark Carney, our globalist prime minister, is pledging Canadian support to Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinian Authority to support a Palestinian state. This is a man accused of denial of certain things that happened in the world wars, anti you know what's, and financing the big T word. I mean, is this real life in Canada these days? Let's go.
Welcome to Bakes on Things.
Welcome back to Bakes on Things. I'm Chris Baker. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's start with Ukraine. Canada has handed over billions of dollars, as we know, in aid to a country that is now being exposed for massive internal corruption. Surprise, surprise. And I'm not talking about vague, suspicious rumors. I'm talking about formal investigations confirming that officials, elected and unelected, took bribes on defense contracts, inflating prices on military drones, and signal jamming systems, the very items we have been sending billions for. These are the very tools meant to defend their nation. And while they were defrauding their own military, what were we doing? Sending even more money. Because unlike other countries, there is no oversight for what we were sending, no strings attached, just a big fat check with a maple leaf on it and Mark Carney's signature. We sent the money before they fixed their corruption problem. In fact, it was our own allies in Europe who told them that their EU bid was in jeopardy unless they reinstated independent oversight. Not us, the EU. And only then, only when they were called out, did they even pretend to care. And all this while Canadians are living in tents and food bank demand is up 78% in 2 years, and Mark Carney and his team of liberal troglodytes are out here wiring cash to countries where the word accountability is treated like a foreign language. Our leaders aren't demanding results or integrity. They're just performing on the world stage like they want to win a humanitarian Best Picture Oscar. And then there's our disgraceful flirtation with a boss. I mean, is this okay? I mean, we know that Donald Trump said it's not okay, so now the liberals are probably even more supporting Mark Carney on this. But let's talk about Mark Carney's newest diplomatic fantasy here, recognizing a Palestinian state under Mahmoud Abbas. Let's be honest and let's be blunt. This is an 89-year-old dictator who canceled his people's elections. He has no public support and has made statements about certain religions that would get anyone else blacklisted from international politics for life. This man is on record, decades worth of it, for denying certain events during the world wars, for hating people in speeches, and glorifying violence. He wrote a book in the 1980s suggesting that certain events within the world wars were a myth, claiming Zionists were partners with the Nazis. More recently, he justified the Holocaust as being about money lenders. Not 1940s anti-Semitic propaganda. It is, in fact, 2023 where this was written. 2023, 2 years ago. And Mark Carney, flanked by Anita Anand, at a press conference just days ago, called Abbas the key to peace. He wrote shit like that before, 2 years ago, and then he's the key to peace? Carney wants us to believe that this deeply unpopular, widely discredited, anti you know what riddled dictator is going to usher in a peaceful, demilitarized Palestinian state that holds democratic elections in 2026. Come on. Does anyone anywhere actually believe that? Because even the Palestinian people don't believe that. Polls show that they overwhelmingly believe that the Palestinian Authority is corrupt, that Abbas should resign, and that elections will probably never come. But Mark Carney, well, he doesn't care because he's not leading a country, he's performing on a global stage, trying to look like the enlightened peace broker that he is most certainly not. Problem is, he's doing it with both our credibility and, oh yeah, your money. And here's the weird double standard and the super danger that comes along with all of this. I mean, let's get this straight. Canada is sending money and moral support to a government in Ukraine that is under investigation for war profiteering, while simultaneously pledging support for a future Palestinian state under a man who allegedly paid the families of the big T word. This isn't foreign policy. This is a fantasy built on the backs of everyday Canadians who can't afford their groceries. You want to know why people are losing faith in our leaders? This is why. It's because we are told to tighten our own belts while they throw open the vault for corrupt regimes and legacy anti Semites. Carney is playing international kingmaker here, while Canadians are being played for absolute fools. He's selling us the illusion of virtue abroad when all we see at home are food lines, tax hikes, and an economy that is absolutely buckling under inflation and tariffs and liberal destruction over the last 10 years. Our reward for all of that hardship? Seeing our name next to regimes that jail journalists, rig elections, and glorify violence. This is really happening in our country. Canada's global joke status is really just that. We are becoming a joke. Our foreign policy is all image and has zero integrity. They don't even research anything. Our taxpayer money is being handed to countries who laugh behind our backs and pocket the difference. And worst of all, our leaders think that we're too dumb to notice. Mark Carney talks about building Canada strong. It's all he said throughout his entire election campaign, but his every move is about making himself look strong on the world stage, never for you or for me, but for the world leaders. He's not building a strong Canada. He's building a weak, broke, and globally disrespected one while on vacation. And while he smiles for cameras in Ottawa or Brussels, or while on vacation again at Doug Ford's cottage, Canadians at home here are wondering, how did we become the ATM for foreign despots? Let's say it loud and clear here. Canada cannot afford to bankroll fantasy governments, corrupt militaries, and anti-you-know-what led regimes while our own people are drowning in their own taxes. We must demand accountability. We must demand transparency from this government, and we must demand that our leaders represent us. Not some UN fantasy, not some EU agenda, not some applause from Davos. Folks, this is your country. This is where you need to ask questions. So here's your homework. Ask your MP, especially if you have a Liberal MP, what Canada's plan is for this so-called Palestinian recognition. Ask how much we've sent to Ukraine and where the receipts are. Where did that money go? Ask why our leaders are acting like international influencers on Instagram instead of responsible adults trying to run their own country, which needs them desperately. And if you don't get an answer, and I'm betting if it's a Liberal MP you won't, then really you just got your answer. Because if they're not working for you, they're working for someone else. And if this is what working for someone else looks like, corruption, anti-you-know-what, delusion, and decline, then it's time to rip up the script and rewrite Canada's role in this world, because this is not where we were supposed to go. And this is definitely not where we can continue to go. We have to stop it before we lose who we are completely. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. The comments and the discussion are necessary. Ask the right questions down below. I'll answer them. Your fellow commenters and viewers will answer them. Let's get a real discussion about what we can do here to make a difference together. Thanks for watching again. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. Have a great holiday.